Communication Error.
Welcome to episode 76 of Communication Error, a gaming debate podcast where we may not always agree, but if we listen to what one another has to say, maybe we'll be able to fix our communication error. I'm one of your hosts, Cheesy, and the man who is busy fostering kittens, John Ebo. How are you doing?
What's up? I'm excited. Before we get into it, I'm just going to do it now, get it out of the way. Fudge. Frick. But. Sorry. I mean, so last week, that was probably on me. I did not let the guests know that we try to stay like PG or family friendly. So I know a few listeners have pointed it out. And I still enjoyed the conversation. I still think Alex is a great guy, but that was on me. I should have told him that.
It was funny because I think it was Nola's guy who said that like they just weren't prepared for it, and it was like it hurt their ears at first. And like I'll admit when he first was like cussing, I was like, oh whoa, wait, what show is this? Like I wasn't ready for it either. But then at that point, it's just like I don't know, he's on a roll, so we'll just let it happen. And
I'm too lazy to edit, so I'm not gonna go back through and edit that out. But I didn't even mark that explicit. Whoops. Oh well. So episode 75 was it 75?
Yeah, 75
is spicy. It's the spicy episode.
Well, speaking of spice, I'm sure everybody wants an update on your one chip challenge that you are not doing.
Well, I do have the chip. I have the chip. So work has been crazy because of the deadline, but that's finally ending like tomorrow. So by the time this goes live, it'll be over, and then I need to make it. I need to like get it. I need to, so everybody knows.
You need to eat it is what you need to do.
Yeah, I gotta figure out the best way to do it.
You put it in your mouth, and then you chew it.
Yeah, well, we'll see when, where.
Yeah.
All those.
In all honesty, you don't want to chew it that much because the more you chew spicy food, the worse it gets. So
just inhale it.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Don't let it touch anything.
Just be like Kirby. I know you hate Kirby, but like I think Kirby would be really good with spicy food.
He does have there's that spicy food in the game where he like shoots fire at.
It's too hot.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Smash, isn't it? It's in Smash.
Yeah, it's a Smash item.
Yeah. Anyway. Soon.
You've heard it here. Soon. That's the update. Soon.
Subjective term. Soon.
How was your weekend?
It was good. I worked some. But it was really cool because I got confirmation on something really neat that I can't say yet. You won't know until next week. Monday, October 21st at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll be able to find out what I'm doing this week, which is really cool.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, I want to say I know there's some people that are like content creators out there, and some listeners are, they might second guess if you want to make content, like, is it worth it? Just post because you never know what's gonna happen. You'll be surprised what kind of things you'll be able to do.
It's funny because I was actually going to talk to you about this after the show, but like I just have not been wanting to post content in any kind of way, or like I don't think that I have anything of value to add to the conversation, and I also just don't think that's like where my mindset is right now with a baby on the way. So like I don't know, I've been kind of lost because I've been doing this for like 7 years now, and I'm tired of editing. I just don't want to edit videos
don't edit
anymore.
Then. Don't edit.
I know, but like that's what most of like content creation is today, is just videos.
Or pay somebody to edit it.
Yeah, no, I'd rather just edit, I guess.
I don't edit. Well, I mean, I guess I do edit a little bit, but I don't edit that much, like at all. I do the bare minimum of editing.
Yeah.
And it, but no, I understand that it's not, you know, it's hard. It's like, I've been doing this for how long? I mean, I had my account, my John Ebo account for
2015.
whenever Amiibo came out. So it was end of 2014. So yeah, it's been almost 10 years.
Yeah.
And like, but I really started like back in 2020 when the pandemic, that's when it really started taking off. And that's when like TikTok was a big thing. And, but I mean, it took a long time to get here, but it's like, I can't even express like what I got to do this year, what I've been able to do this year. Like, you know, I got to work with Mountain Dew. I got to, you know, I worked with Nintendo is starting to send me stuff. And this one that, I'll probably tell you after the show, but this one is, I think it's really cool and it's exciting. So we're going in the right direction. It's very motivating to get things like this. But yeah, if you know, I would say just post. But if you're not, I mean, if you're not feeling it, like if you don't want to even do content creation, I get that too.
It's just weird. Like I don't know if it's that I don't want to, or if I'm like taking a break from it, or if I'm like, I don't think I'll ever be off the internet, but right now it's just like, it's not exciting to me. And I don't want to just talk about the news every day. Like I want to add something of value, but I don't want to just like be an echo chamber.
You just got to find something that you like talking about, something that you like doing, and then just continue to do it, no matter if it's like for views or if you just like doing it. Like not everything is gonna work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm enjoying it. Like I'm this year has been really cool. It's been really good to me this year, and it definitely motivates me to keep going. There are definitely times where I'm like, I'm not getting the views that I think I should be getting, and then you just kind of like, well, is it even worth it? And then you just kind of fall off. But I remember like 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, I just decided, hey, I'm just going to post a short on YouTube every single day, no matter what. And since then, I gained like, I don't know, 30,000 subscribers, maybe even 40,000 subscribers since then on YouTube. And then, you know, TikTok, I just post the same video. And you know, I continue to grow there. Now Instagram, I said that I'm just going to post whatever I post on YouTube and TikTok onto Instagram, and Instagram's been growing. So it's
that's awesome. And I think you have been someone who has been like very consistent at it. You're someone who is, you know, whether you're doing it to be a troll or to actually just put stuff out, like you say that you're going to do something and then you do it. So I don't think there's a lot of people that have the same dedication as you. And
yeah, I mean, that's the key. It's a consistency, and it maybe, you know, maybe it's not posting every day. Maybe it's not post every other day. It's just, you have to have a cadence. Like you have to get into a groove, right? Say you want to post one video every 2 days or something. Like you just have to do it. And then after a while it becomes habit, and then you don't really think about it too much. It's just like part of your day.
Yeah.
Like I know I spend like an hour a day on like a TikTok. Like that's like part of my day.
Yeah.
And then everything else just falls into place. I don't know. I'm super motivated, and I can't like it's cool. Like what I'm doing this week is really cool.
That's awesome.
I can't wait to share that with other people.
Yeah. So, well, before we get into our topic, let's do some server maintenance.
Yes. So, big one is leave 5-star reviews, which we got a new one on Apple. So this is from Dostro.
Okay.
It says, awesome. It's a 5-star review. You guys are awesome. Johnny Bo is the man and brings some spice with his hot takes, and Cheesy is so cool. Keep up the good work, guys. P.S. I agree with Cheesy. Mario Kart should stay as Mario Kart and not become Nintendo Kart.
Ah.
I wonder if that was because Locklith said that the name doesn't
Yeah, I think it would be
tie,
Locklith.
but Locklith did say that she agreed with you.
Well, shout out to Locklith for, listening to our episode. I think Nagachaka also listens. So like I know that we do have our like regular listeners, but it's cool when you have podcasting friends who take the time to listen to your show as well. Because they don't have to do that. They take time out of their day to
Yeah, and I know
to do.
Nagachaga listens. I think he said he was behind. Like I think he still has a while yet. So by the
Yeah,
time Nagachaga gets here, maybe he'll because I know he started like posting on his YouTube channel more consistently. So maybe by the time he gets to this episode, I could give him some more motivation.
yeah,
Just keep posting, Nagachaga. Just keep posting.
yeah. No, thank you. Who was it?
It was
What's their name?
Dostro.
Dostro. Thank you so much. And
Yep.
for anybody else that wants to leave us a 5-star review, do it. It can be good, it can be bad. Just make it 5 stars and we'll read it on the show.
Yeah, and leave us 5 stars on Spotify. I think that's the only other place. But on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, leave comments because we do try to do community patch notes for each topic every week. So leave some comments on YouTube, on Spotify. You can join the Discord, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, get in the Discord. There's a lot of great
Yeah.
people in there. All right. So our topic this week is video game alarm clocks.
We didn't leak it. Oh man, you ruined my thing. Did you buy an alarm clock?
I did not.
I did.
You did? You bought Alarmo?
Yeah, I did. I think. Speaking of content, I think I can make my money back. I think I can
Oh,
make
for
my
sure.
money
You're
back.
just gonna throw it in the trash.
Yeah,
so
I'm just gonna throw all the Nintendo Switches that I have in the trash, and then be like, I just have an Alarmo now.
what do you think of it? I know that we haven't really talked about it on NPC
This is not the
yet.
topic. This is not the topic, but I do kind of want to. It's so weird. Like you always want Nintendo to be weird, and
Yeah.
they are weird. Like this. Here you
Yeah.
go. They did
No,
not change.
And I love it. Like honestly, I think it is so cool. I don't know if I can get myself to buy
It's $100
alarm clock. And it seems like it doesn't work too well if you have more than one person in a bed. Like I'm not sure how that works. Also, our cats sleep with us, so like I
I didn't
wonder
even
if
think
like
about that. I didn't think about
that
the cat
motion
thing.
would like set it off.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine
Um,
didn't come in yet, so
Okay.
what the? I'll test it.
But like if I was younger, man, I would love to have something like this.
I mean,
But
that's
I
the thing.
do-
This is like most Nintendo products. It's initially geared towards children, and
Uh-huh.
then us being the people that have never grown up and always just want to be kids again. We buy it, and but yeah, it is it is for kids.
I did make a tweet though, wondering if it's going to backfire. Because if you play your favorite song and make that your alarm, you end up hating that song. So like if you set a scene for your favorite game, are you going to end up hating that game because that's what you wake up to? Like the alarm clock itself is annoying, but it's supposed to be because it's supposed to get you out of bed.
But all right, so we talked about
That's what an alarm clock is.
Well, one of the sounds that they have in there, we talked about the Guardian in Breath of the Wild,
Yeah.
the music that comes on when the Guardian. That's a sound that you could have on the alarm clock. Like if you don't get up in time, it starts doing the Guardian sound. So like that doesn't make like I hate that sound already. Like it stresses me out already. So it's not like a sound that is gonna make me hate that game.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, like I said, like I replied to your tweet, I said I'll just set it to be Kirby music because I can't hate those games any more than I already do.
But like, would you want it to be just a Kirby alarm? I don't think so.
I'm very interested to see what this is like. Like I am like intrigued on how it works.
Yeah.
I bought that Pokemon. It's like a puck for Pokemon Sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's the same technology. Like you just have it next to you while you sleep, and it like gathers data. Which I
Hmm.
think, like, do we need Nintendo knowing my sleep patterns? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I
But
should get it soon. I ordered it like as soon as it was announced.
yeah.
But it can
But you
just
know
be
what?
it could just be a regular alarm clock. Like that's a setting.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think you could just set it to be like a normal alarm clock. But why would you spend $100 to do that
Right.
when
Yeah.
you have all these other features? Dude,
Yeah.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst. Like Kelsey hates me with my alarms. I never wake up to the alarms.
Oh, yeah. So, like, what did you show it to her?
Oh yeah. Well, no, I sent her the announcement and I'm like, I ordered one. And she just LOL. That's all I got back.
Okay. That means
Yeah.
she hates you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
how she's gonna feel about this, but she hates. Like I set so many alarms like on my phone, and I never wake up. Like it's always
yeah. So, just spend $100 and maybe you'll wake up this time.
maybe I don't know. I mean, they're supposed to improve the quality of life.
We'll see.
Yeah.
You know what wasn't leaked though?
What?
A Switch 2 announcement.
Well, now we know the code name because of leaks.
Do we? I don't. So,
Yes, we
okay,
do.
we are talking about leaks tonight. All video game leaks. Um I I feel like I might know where this conversation is going to go. I'm going to say like, yeah, leaks are bad and you'll say no, leaks are good.
I didn't.
Um
No.
I'm just predicting. I'm just predicting.
Did you leak my script?
Leaked by script. What do you mean?
I was trying to make a pun, but whatever. No, so well, the reason we're talking about leaks is because this past weekend there was I think they're calling it a Giga leak or a Terra
Yeah,
leak. I forget what they're calling it,
I think
but
Giga.
Pokemon Company got hacked and it leaked a ton of information about the games, but it also leaked a ton of employee information.
Hmm.
And I forget, was it this year or was it last year when Insomniac got hacked
That
and all that
was
stuff got leaked?
man, was that this year?
I don't remember.
I know we talked about it, but yeah, so I haven't seen any of the leaks. Have you?
I have, yeah. The thing I haven't seen the I don't look at the personal information stuff.
Yeah.
The what annoys me about leaks, all right? So definitely leaking personal information is terrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
But people always say that, oh, we're leaking. Like the leaks are bad. Like leaking. This is an awful leak for Nintendo and Pokemon Company. But then they
Mhm.
go. Their next tweet is like talking about what one of the leaks is. It's like you can't have it both ways.
Yeah.
Like you can't say it's bad in one breath and then just start talking about it in the next.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like there's people who will say like leaking is bad and then just because they're like, well, I mean the information's already out
Yeah,
there. I might as
it's
well
already
talk
out there.
about it. Yeah, I don't know. I think leaking is bad, but I thought like you were going to go on the offense or I guess the offense with it because there's people who are like, guys, I mean, it's $1 billion company. Like, are we really like going at bat for Pokemon Company or Insomniac or like any of these video game? And like, I get it, they're $1 billion company. I get that. When you're leaking like personal information, that sucks. And
Yeah.
I will even go as far as to say, like, if you're leaking future plans, things that people have been working on for a long time, like that also sucks. You don't want any of that to like get announced before it's even ready, you know?
See,
Like
see that part I like. I don't really care about that. Like, I don't care that all this game information got leaked. Like, whatever. I don't care about that. Like, that could be out there.
but it's all about like I know like you don't care about the process of just an artistic direction or just somebody
Oh, okay. Hold on. Before we get into this,
uh-huh.
some things maybe should stay in the dark. You haven't looked at any leaks, but
No.
lore is bad. Let's lore is really bad. There is a lot of like stuff like backstories in those leaks for Pokemon, and it is horrible. Like just horrifying, terrible. Like why would anybody even think about it?
Like in a PG way.
This is
What are we
very
talking
hard.
about?
I don't know how to do this in a PG way, but
Do your best.
okay, okay.
Not because we have to, just because I just want to
Okay,
see.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Okay.
Yeah.
So one of them is about slocking. Slocking. I don't know if you know what that is. It's the sloth Pokemon.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
So a woman and her friends, they go into the woods and unalive a bunch of the baby Pokemon, whatever the sloth, like the first evolution, like the little
Yeah,
sloth.
the one that's like yeah, it's like kind of on its like arms or something,
Yeah.
like crawling around. Yeah, yeah.
So for fun, they go into the woods to unalive
Wow.
those. That's like tame. Okay. The
Okay.
story continues. All right. So they continue to do this, and then one day, the woman gets knocked unconscious, and when she comes to, the Slocking is like looming over her, and then months later, she has a baby, but it's not a human baby.
Okay.
It's a sloth baby.
Okay. That's yeah.
Yeah. It's not done yet. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Then
Okay.
her friends find this baby and do what they always do. They have fun.
Oh my
they have
God.
fun and they unalive this baby Pokemon. And then the woman is so upset that she unalives herself.
This was going to be in the games?
I don't know what it is. It's like some backstory lore, and there's a bunch of them that are just completely messed up. That yeah, maybe lore is a bad idea. Lore is a bad idea.
Okay, so like it did get my wheels turning because I do know, and we would have to talk to Valdo, but there is, or maybe Nolas Guy knows, there is a Pokemon that is human. It's like a human Pokemon, and it's like it's got a mask. I think it's a ghost type. I can't remember though, but there's something about that lore.
Are you talking
That
about
is-
Cubone? How he wears?
No,
the-
not Cubone. No, and I don't even know
skull
how
of
I
his
would be
mother?
able to look this up. But anyway, yeah, I mean that's pretty wild.
Yeah, and that there's other things in that leak that are like, yeah, this is probably should have stayed hidden. So if that's the creator's vision, like that's messed up.
Yeah, no, okay, I get what you're saying, but do you get what I'm saying? Is that stuff aside, like I think it sucks if if you're working on, say your thing that you're doing this weekend got leaked or whatever, like wouldn't that kind of take the wind out of your sails?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. The I'm just trying to think. So we have that playtest thing that's happening for
Oh yeah, did you
Nintendo.
get in?
I didn't get in. I was in a meeting when it opened, but apparently it was like immediately
Yeah, it was.
open and closed.
I honestly like I hit that button when it opened, and they were like, "Nah, you didn't get selected." I'm like, I literally just like I watched the time change.
Yeah, I think Crawler got in, right?
Yeah, yeah, Crawler got in, so we'll see what it's about. What do you think it is?
So it's a playtest feature. I'm hoping achievement system.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know what it's either that or like GameCube games on NSO.
I Yeah, I mean, I just kind of hope it's like Game Pass, honestly.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. So there was like a patent or a something recently where you know how each NSO has like its own each like system has its own
Tile.
tile. There was
Yeah.
some sort of patent that was going to put them all into one tile. Like one.
Finally.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it could be that. It could be something like that. I don't know.
But why
But
would
the
they
thing is,
need 10,000 people for that?
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So the thing is, they are having 10,000 people, just not only creators or influencers or
Mhm.
anything, and there's supposedly an NDA that you have to sign,
Yeah, yeah.
which I don't know if that's true or not. But it's gonna leak immediately. Like
Mhm.
people are not gonna care if their account gets banned. Like they're gonna get their 15 minutes, and that'll be that. It's gonna leak immediately.
I guess that's the other part of leaks that is really fascinating today because when leaks first started, like, yeah, oh, man, that's a bummer. It leaked. It wasn't supposed to. But now I think companies in general are taking advantage of like, hey, let's have something leak and we'll get the publicity for it. Like
Yeah.
that's definitely what happened with No Way Home.
Oh yeah. Because they put like yeah. There is a part of me that it's like marketing stunts. I do think there
Yeah.
are some marketing stunts like, oh, this like the I remember when the Nintendo Switch 2 renders leaked like a couple weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
That was the same day as Pal World, the Pal World
Yeah.
lawsuit. Like, did Nintendo purposely leak this because they knew the Pal World lawsuit was going to come out and that like they just wanted to bury that news?
Mhm.
I think Lego does it all the time. Their stuff leaks all of the time. And I think they do it on purpose. Or they know it's going to leak.
How does something get leaked? Is it just like you have hackers that are just
You know, uncle, you know, somebody's uncle.
I mean, I guess that's part of it.
But I mean, the Pokemon League is hackers. The Insomniac League is hackers.
Mhm.
Like I think the way the Pokemon League happened was it was a phishing email. I guess their employees didn't take those security trainings. That at work I have to take security trainings like all the time.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, me too.
I never do them. I never do them. So at work, if you're listening, like they send like they're like 2 minutes long or something, and they're always like, oh, just don't click on links from these emails. I'm like, I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna click on a link from the CFO that never talks to me.
Uh-huh.
Like so I never do them, and then I get yelled at for like he says, oh, your trainings are 600 days overdue. But that's what happened.
Johnny,
Somebody got fished.
you've been working so hard this year. What if the CFO does talk to you?
Maybe, yeah. He's
And then-
asking
and
me
then
to
you're not
transfer
gonna
him
click on
money
it.
that I don't have access to. Like, why would I have access to the money? Like, what? I don't know. And then, so I don't know. So our IT department definitely sends like fake emails to try to
Yeah.
to catch you. And if you accidentally like click on them, they send you to the trainings, or you have to do more
Oh.
trainings on top of that.
I had a job in the past where I would have to send that email like to our boss, or I forget who I had to send it to, but if you found that it was fake, you would just send it back just so that they would know that you're paying attention.
Yeah, yeah, ours do that too. And they're now, I'm so paranoid sometimes where I think it's a fake one, where I send it to IT and be like, I don't, is this real?
Hmm.
But it's like some invite to like, I don't know, happy hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't think the Pokemon leaks and the Insomniac leaks were on purpose. That
Yeah,
would
because if you
be,
have personal information, that is, there's no way. Like that
yeah.
sucks.
For how other things get leaked, like I think you might know a guy, or like a guy that knows a guy.
Hmm.
I remember when the Smash 4 roster got leaked. Do you remember that? On it was a 3DS one.
Um. Yeah, but what? Because it was like, did it come out like a couple days before the release?
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't that far ahead of the release. I think it was some employee took a picture of the roster and leaked it.
Either that or like I saw people playing it on Twitch. And so like that was a bummer too because one of my favorite parts of Smash is unlocking characters, and in that game you don't really unlock anybody. Like they just kind of most of the roster was unlocked, right?
I don't remember. I don't think so. I think you still have to unlock the characters. It's just not. It's not like it was back in Melee where you had to play for a certain amount of time to get Mewtwo or do a certain amount of things. Like I think 100-man Melee or something.
Hmm.
At least for Ultimate, it was you just had to play for a certain amount of time, and then it was like a cadence. Like every 10 minutes, a new character would unlock. But yeah, stuff like that. It does suck. The For me as a consumer, as a player, yeah, it sucks to see that. Like I'm even annoyed. So Nintendo games get leaked every week,
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo games get leaked a week before they release, like all the time.
Uh
Like Echoes of Wisdom got leaked. Um, Mario
Wonder.
Party Jamboree got leaked now, so it's out
Oh, it
there.
did?
Yeah, and Brothership got leaked as well. So, and that's like 3 weeks out.
People are already playing Brothership?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so and I remember like the week leading up to Echo, and this wasn't that long ago. Echoes of Wisdom. I would scroll through TikTok, and people were just streaming Echoes of Wisdom, and I reported them because screw them.
Mhm.
If I can't play, neither can they. It's not cool. Like it's not cool to do that.
Yeah.
To leak. To like spoil a game for people that are waiting to play it legitimately. That's not cool.
I mean, I feel that way with just Nintendo Directs. Like, I think we're kind of hopefully at the end of leakers. You know, you had Pioro or what's the
Yeah, I
name?
know what you mean.
Yeah, I've never learned how to say it. But and then Midori,
Oh, don't
um,
talk about that.
and then there was I don't know other ones, but I think like Nintendo figured out how they were figuring out what games were going to be announced in the directs. But like I like a surprise. I don't want to know what is going to be announced in the direct and then watch the direct and be like, "Oh yeah, this was leaked a couple weeks ago." Like, that's boring.
It's you should just do a bingo card the day before or like whenever,
Yeah.
and just use all the leaks and be like, "Oh, look, I predicted it all."
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I knew they were going to announce this game.
Yeah, because the one I think was the one with Mario Wonder. People leaked that there was a new 2D Mario. That was kind
Yeah.
of disappointing.
That one's easy though, right? Like of course there's going to be a 2D Mario, or like you think there's going to be. Like that's just a safe
I don't know. It's
Yes,
been
and
12
I think
years
that's
since
how
the
like
last one. It's
leakers
not that
become.
safe.
What was that?
It was 12 years in between 2D Mario, so that's not that safe.
I think it's safe because like at some time it's got to come out, and then if it doesn't, you're like, oh no, they said it got delayed.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel about this Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD stuff. Like everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be this time."
I don't know. Did that ever get announced, or was that just what
It
people have
wasn't
been
it
wanting?
Jeff Grubb? Didn't Grubb say something about that?
I mean, yeah, he also said that a new Metroid game was going to come out.
I mean, there is a new Metroid game.
Well, no, at the end of last year. That's why he had to shave his
Oh
head.
yeah. And wasn't it Prime 2 and 3?
Yeah, I think so. Or no, it was Prime, but Prime came out just a few months later. I think that's
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't understand. So I don't understand. You know, do what you got to do, but people who make leaking their content is weird to me. Like, what happens? Well, now those leakers are gone. Like PRO is gone, and the other ones are gone too.
I love how much the comments or the listeners are just yelling at us for butchering that name.
Who cares? Who cares?
It's a
Nobody
Wario.
wanted them in the community anyway.
It's a WarioWare character.
Yeah, I know. It's that red bird.
Yeah, the red bird. Yep,
Yeah.
that looks like a Pokemon. Honestly, we've gotten so many Pokemon that I think you could show me a creature and tell me it's in Pokemon, and I would just believe it at this point.
Probably. I mean, I think there's over 1,000 Pokemon.
I was listening to Carpool Gaming, and right now on Nintendo Drive, Sean is playing Arceus for the first time.
Okay.
And he's just talking about like all the Pokemon that he's coming across and how he's just throwing his Pokeballs everywhere. And then I think it was Locklith who just asked him if he caught a Moodang, and he's like, I don't know, maybe. Like he didn't know what Moodang was, but it does sound like a Pokemon.
It looks like a Pokemon. Is there a baby hippo? I think there's definitely there's a baby hippo Pokemon.
Yeah,
but it doesn't look like
a
Moodang. Apparently, I don't know if you heard this off topic. So Final Fantasy 14 it's an MMO.
Okay,
and you could get a little baby hippo pet. And that was in the game before this whole Moodang stuff. And the sales of that pet like astronomically increased because of Moodang.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Would leaks be better if Moodang was leaking them? Like, would we accept it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like you could like spray it with the hose, spray her with the hose.
Yeah. They'll just chomp at it.
What a weird time we live in. Speaking of Pokemon, like so a lot of the leaks were like beta Pokemon that were never released.
Okay.
And I don't want to talk about all of them, but there's one. Do you remember Missing No? Like
okay, well, hold up. I just realized like there is a little bit of hypocrisy with our conversation because we were like, you know, how can you say leaking is bad and then you go and talk about the leak?
It's the same thing. I'm not going to talk about I'll be considered a hypocrite because I want to talk about the game stuff. I don't want to talk about the personal information stuff. I want to talk about the game stuff.
Uh-huh.
Like
Isn't that the same thing though?
I agree. I agree. I'm not saying that I'm any better than these people. I'm just saying like it's I don't know. But there's do you remember Missing No from like the original Red Blue? It was that glitch.
No.
It was a glitch.
Oh, okay. Yes, was it like it wasn't Mew.
No, it looked like just like kind of looked like an L.
Okay.
Like a glitch. It looked like a glitch.
Okay.
And it's the most known Pokemon glitch ever.
Uh-huh.
But apparently they designed a Pokemon after it, like for one of the later generations. And it looked pretty cool.
Oh yeah. I remember this glitch. I'm
Yeah,
looking at a image of it right now.
yeah.
Oh.
That stuff is cool. Like seeing the beta Pokemon and unreleased Pokemon. That stuff's cool.
Oh.
The the lore stuff is creepy. I don't know. The lore stuff's weird. But even like
Yeah.
the Insomniac leak, I enjoyed seeing how much they spent on these games, but you never really know how much they spent on the games.
Yeah. Yeah.
So having that little bit of but yeah, definitely not employee or personal information. Like that's not cool. Don't leak that.
Yeah. What do you get out of that? Like there's hackers right now that are hacking into these big gaming companies, but it's like, you could be doing good. You could, get rid of like student
You could be
debt.
good hackers.
Yeah.
You watch too many movies.
I mean, that's my favorite is just like when they're cracking
Hacking
the code.
montage.
Yeah. And every
You're
movie has
thinking
to
of,
have
like-
a hacker these days.
What?
Every movie has to have a hacker these days.
Yeah, it's like it's the cool thing.
Like I don't know if you watched the Fast and Furious movies, but okay, well, Ludacris is in the second one, Too Fast, Too Furious, and then you don't see him until I think it's the fourth one or the fifth one again. But all of a sudden, he's like a hacker, and that was like not in his skill set before. So it like makes me wonder, like behind the scenes, did he went to school for like hacking, or like maybe there was a master class or something?
The focus group
Yeah,
had they wanted hackers, but that doesn't surprise me that Fast and Furious has a hacker.
yeah, no, that series is insane. If you want like just a really dumb fun time, watch those movies. They're ridiculous.
I love hacking montages. Like they're so cheesy, but they're good. There's like it's like I can't.
In what way?
He's trying to get past my firewall. I can't get past his firewall. This guy's really good. That's what I picture these people that are hacking like Pokemon Company doing. Like, okay, let's find out these Pokemon names.
And you see their fingers are moving really fast.
And then they have like binary code going across their face, and
It's the Matrix.
yeah.
Yeah. And
But
then
I
the
don't know-
reality of it is just them at home just clicking a mouse and then
Yeah.
clicking their keyboard a couple of times.
So all right, so these hackers, right? These hackers for the Pokemon League,
Yeah.
they got all this personal information and all this. Like, what do they do? Like, I'm assuming they're going to sell the personal information,
Yeah.
but so they just thought they'd release the other stuff to the public.
I guess. No, I mean it all has to be for money, right? Or
Yeah, but how do they make money off that? Or do they sell it to somebody to release it?
I don't know. I'm not a hacker.
But what do they? You're right. What do they get out of it? They have to.
Yeah.
It has to be. Well, it has to be from. They definitely sell the personal information, like on the black market.
Yeah.
Do you ever think?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I hate to say it, but like all of our information is out there.
yeah, I know.
It's out there. Like anytime that I get like a spam call, I let it ring because
Oh,
I have
you
a
never
feeling
answer it.
that yeah, you're not supposed to answer it because even if you answer it and there's nobody on the other end, because I used to do that too, where I would just like I would answer the phone call just to see what they had to say, but then
But then
nobody
they know
says
it's a
anything.
good number.
Yeah, exactly. So I've now have just started to like let it ring because if I hit hang up, then I still think they know that that phone number is active.
So
right?
I never answer my phone in general because who the heck calls nowadays? Weirdos.
Sorry, mom, text me.
I Yeah, nobody called, and even the political people know now that nobody answers calls because I just
Uh-huh.
get text messages and they get angry with me. I don't respond. The one time they send me a text like every other day, and then
Uh-huh.
one time the whoever was texting, whoever sent the text was like frustrated. They're like, "I texted you 7 times. Who are you voting for?"
Ugh,
That's why the poll, like,
it's bad.
if you ever see the polls, like, there's no way they're accurate because nobody answers their phone, nobody answers these texts. Like, who is answering these polls?
Nobody's answering the door. We all have rings now.
Dude, I never answer the door. And there's who does door to door? There are door to door salesmen still,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and I'm such a baller that like my living room's like I have big windows in my living room, so they could see into
They're just
like me
watching
sitting
you
there,
watch
and they're just
TV. Yeah.
knocking on the door, and I'm just sitting there, like, nah, man, you gotta go. I don't need a
Yeah.
new roof. I don't need solar panels. I don't know what.
I do give those guys credit. Like, even though I will not answer the door, like that's a hard job. And they know it, and I don't know if they're making money, but like good on them for still trying. That is I can't do that.
I don't know. I don't feel bad for them because I feel like they always prey on the because who's home during the day? Older retired people.
Oh yeah, that's
So
true.
it feels like they're preying on older people.
That's a good point. I've never thought about that.
I
I
mean, I'm
also
home, but
I also like the text messages that are like, "Hey, are we still meeting for lunch this week?"
I never got
Have you ever
those.
you've never gotten these?
No.
They act like they are
Nobody wants
texting
to
like
fish. Nobody wants to catfish
a
me.
friend. Yeah.
They know I don't have friends.
Th- yeah.
They
They're like,
know
"Oh, we shouldn't try.
they know this guy doesn't go out to lunch with
It's
other
not going to
people.
work."
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know what the getting back on topic. I don't know what other reasons are to leak this info to be like a
Gotta be
Robin Hood,
money.
to
Yeah.
rob from the steal from the rich and give to the
Or like
poor.
you said, it's just your 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah, but
And then people will be like, "Oh, well, what did they say this time? Like, is it real?" Like, they've had a great track record so far.
yeah, I mean, I could say things and I'll be right eventually.
Yeah.
But oh man, yeah. So all the Nintendo leakers are done, right? They're not.
As far as I know, I mean, but that's the thing is like, are they ever gone? How does Nintendo have such bad security?
Or are they doing it on purpose?
I don't know though, because the one that was Pioro, we'll get it eventually. Uh, uh,
Pyraro?
yeah, something like that. Pioro. Uh, they went into the Nintendo Japan website, and in the back end, they had games that weren't announced yet, but were going to be on that page when they were announced. So, and it was always like a couple days before the announcement,
Yeah.
I think. So, like, they were just ready to go.
I remember when like Nintendo or whoever did, they were like, all right, we figured out how these people are getting their info.
Yeah.
And Piaro was like, no, that's not how I get my info. And
Uh-huh.
then it's literally how they got their info.
Did an interview with, like, was it Jason Schreier, and was like, well, they said that they weren't going to post this publicly. Did you see that?
I didn't see that. I didn't see that.
Yeah. They said
But-
it was going to be off the record.
As far as I know, Nintendo probably tries to keep it pretty locked up because, so they don't really give codes out to people much anymore, like video game codes or like
Yeah.
review codes. Because whenever I've gotten the codes from them, it's always the day of. Like they never want to send it to you in advance because they're afraid of you leaking content. But like, I mean, you do it once, you know who did it, so it's you kind of shoot
Yeah.
yourself in the foot. So I don't know why
Yeah.
I don't know why you would do that. But I think Nintendo tries to keep it under wraps. Maybe they're not perfect, but
Yeah. I mean, we recently, I guess to get away from Nintendo, like you said, we had Insomniac, but on the Microsoft side of things, like their plans up until like 2030 got leaked.
oh yeah, all because of the lawsuit.
Yeah.
Is that leaking though? Because wouldn't that be public information?
Um,
Like, isn't a lawsuit public? I might be wrong. I don't know.
I don't know. Like,
But I
that's a good
remember that
question.
coming out, and it was all in the lawsuit because there was a lot of things like they didn't see Nintendo as competition, or they tried to make it
Yeah.
seem like Nintendo's not competition.
Or that they were going to have like a handheld console.
Yeah.
But I'm sure like everything that was in those documents are being scrapped.
Oh yeah, they're probably same with like Insomniac. They had the roadmap for I forget how many years.
All the Spider-Man games.
Yeah, all the Spider-Man games, Wolverine. Like there was that Wolverine.
Wolverine
build
is
that
still
was-
coming out, right?
Yeah, but I wonder if they're gonna change it because the build got leaked and people were not
I think
happy
it would
with
be
it.
so dumb of them to not add Deadpool as DLC. Like, I think you have to.
Yeah, now I think you do, which they
Yeah.
probably were planning on it.
Yeah.
I think they leaked like a bunch of like Spider-Man 2 DLC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of just like threw. I would if I was Insomniac, I would be annoyed because that just kind of throws stuff like a wrench into your plans.
That's kind of what I'm saying, though. Is like stuff like that. That sucks. Like, you don't want that to get revealed before it's announced.
But I do wish companies like when this would happen. I don't know. Did Insomniac make a statement
About what?
about the leak? I think that they probably did.
What kind of statement do you make?
Just saying, like, yeah, like that was our information. It's legitimate. That is our plans. Like, why be so sketchy about it?
I mean, I don't know. I think in a business sense, you probably don't want your competitors to know everything that you're doing.
But it's not like other companies are making Spider-Man games.
No, I know, but like, is it? Well, now other competitors know what their plans are, so it's like if they are just continuing to make Spider-Man games, they're not really doing anything to like invent the wheel, you know?
But it doesn't matter. I don't think that matters. Like for what's Microsoft gonna do?
Yeah.
They have Blade, I guess, or whatever, to compete.
Do they?
Yeah, they have a Blade game coming out at some point.
Huh. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, I remember that being announced.
And I think a lot of people already forgot about the Insomniac leak.
Really?
Like what's
I
already
don't know,
what was
'cause-
in it.
Well, but like people have been talking about it recently because of the Pokemon League, and I think the Pokemon League is bigger than the Insomniac League, is what they've been saying. Like,
Yeah, I think
it's
so.
it's the biggest league since the Insomniac League.
Yeah, a lot of the Pokemon leak is from older games. Like there's only a few things for upcoming and plans for the next games, but most of it's older stuff. As far as I know, but apparently there's a lot of stuff that people are still sifting through. But the news cycle, people will not care about it next week.
I know, it drives me crazy, man. That's like, again, kind of going back to like the beginning of our conversation when it comes to like content creation is like news, and like people will talk about it and then they're over it, but then they just will talk about the next big thing, and it's just like I I don't know what this does to the conversation, you know? Like,
You gotta live in the moment. Just ride the wave in the moment,
yeah,
or
I
just do
don't
your
know.
own thing. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
There's not that many people talking about Echoes of Wisdom. That game came out like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. Like I have been enjoying the game. I was playing it before we started the podcast because I still haven't finished it yet. Um and I think it's a different kind of Zelda game. And it's been fun, but yeah, I haven't really seen many people talk about it.
People are still just talking about the Switch 2, how we need a Switch 2.
Yeah.
And we do. And I do think, like, once the Switch 2 is unveiled, people will go more into speculation for, like, what games are coming out, what features it might have. I think there will be more. Right now, we're just kind of in a lull. Like, it's been, you know, we don't really have much to talk about.
Hmm.
Like, people like Zelda, but a 2D Zelda is not as exciting as, like, a Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, but I mean that's like what we had before, you know? So it's weird to just kind of be like, "Oh, I don't want to play with you anymore," because those games are still good.
Yeah, they're
You know,
still
we
good,
could
but they're
just
not, like, generational. Like, Breath of Wild was generational.
yeah, no, I get that.
And even Tears of the Kingdom, I think, had a lot more staying power than uh, Echoes of
Echoes.
Wisdom.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And not many people are going to talk about Mario Party. Not many people. I mean, Brothership might have a little bit more of a following, but it's not going to be. It's going to die out pretty quick.
Hmm.
People are waiting for that Switch too.
I don't know, like staying power. That's a interesting conversation on its own because I don't know if many games have
They
staying
don't.
power.
They don't, and that's fine. They don't. There's only it doesn't matter if a game is talked about for months or weeks. Like, if you enjoy it, if you enjoy your time with it, like, why does it matter if it's not being talked about a week later?
For the content creation side of it, like I think that's what people.
But then you just do your own thing. Like, you don't have to do what other people do.
No, and I get that. I get that. But like, let's be honest, the algorithms are
Who cares what the algorithm says?
so.
Who cares? You gotta go drive yourself crazy trying to abide by the algorithm.
I know, but like if you're trying to, make a living out of it, and
Why?
I think that's why these like leaks do so well too, is because it's looked at as negative, and it's like it's exciting, I guess, to see these leaks or like what someone is saying or what games are going to be announced, and it's just like you're going to create a conversation around it, and that's why people leak it.
Yeah, but then next week we're gonna be talking about something else.
Yeah.
Last week we were talking about Alarmo.
Yeah.
This week will be the Pokemon leaks. Next week will be how Nintendo doesn't reveal a Switch 2. Ever. But I know it's the leaks, they suck for what they are, and especially if people are getting their information sold, and because us knowing about Pokemon sprites or beta builds or what games are coming up soon for Insomniac, like that's nothing compared to if somebody gets their identity stolen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But nobody cares about that. Like, if you look at who's talking about the leaks, nobody cares about, this employee's getting they got doxxed.
Yeah.
And that's going to last a lot longer than the news cycle of the information in
Yeah.
the leaks themselves.
I do wonder. I'm just trying to think. Like, is there a positive when it comes to not like personal information, but like leaked stuff like a game? Like, if you see concept art, does that maybe inspire people who say want to work for the Pokemon company and they're like kind of get to see what some of these concept uh, of different Pokemon were before they were released? Like, does that excite them to like try to make their own kind of characters or see what Nintendo or the Pokemon company was going for at a certain point? You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's very interesting to see like a beta build of a Pokemon
yeah,
to
see
what
where
like
it
the
started.
final version of the Pokemon is,
Yeah,
to see like, oh, that's really interesting how it went from this to this. Like I really want to learn why they changed it. Like
yeah.
what were they thinking? Like that is interesting because a lot of the some of the beta sprites are very close to the actual sprites. And then there's one where the starter was a completely different Pokemon than what was released. Like why
Hmm.
did they choose that? Why did they not,
Yeah.
like one of the things in the what no, I don't, I think it was wrong. That's another thing with like misinformation from the leaks. Like that's out there too. The one thing I saw was like some of the Pokemon in the one generation were actually supposed to be in a previous generation, but the West, but they didn't do it because the West supposedly was upset that some of the older Pokemon weren't in the previous generation. I don't know. I don't know that aspect of it, but it was
Hmm.
something. There was some decision on why they didn't include these new Pokemon in one of the generation as opposed to the other, which I think is fascinating. I think learning about how they make these decisions is interesting. Like, is it because it won't test well in a uh, certain area.
Hmm.
Like some of the designs are like super dark, like horror esque,
Hmm.
and like how do they go from one like a very like hyper realistic horror creature to like the cutesy Pokemon? Like, how do they do that?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fascinating. That is fascinating to me.
Like, will this sell as a plush?
Yeah, exactly. How much money
Yeah.
can I make off of this Pokemon?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, leaks. I don't know. I don't know if there's a good aspect to leaks. I guess just more transparency into the company would like seeing Insomniac's budgets. Like I think that should be something that the public has access to in general. So they should be more transparent about that. So
For what
being
reason?
just so we know like how much money they're spending on these things and is it worth it? Like we know movie budgets. Why can't we know video game budgets?
Yeah.
Or yeah, just more transparency from these corporations. And I think if corporations were more transparent, the leaks wouldn't happen as much. But people are jerks, and there's always going to be somebody trying to steal information, trying to steal something.
Yeah. I mean, I guess kind of going back to Nintendo, that's a reason why they've kept their developers so secret recently, is like you don't know who's making the game, because if they were to announce who was making like Echoes of Wisdom, people might have been like bugging Grezzo for information, or like trying to just harass them for having a playable Zelda game where Link isn't really in it. Like I do kind of understand why things are kept under wraps, but yeah, maybe there needs to be more transparency. I don't know.
I don't understand why they don't tell us the developer. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
Well, I mean they were doing it and then they decided not to, so there must be a reason for it.
yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. It feels like they're ashamed of the developer.
Yeah, I wonder when that started.
Because it's not like, if we get a Luigi's Mansion 4, they're going to tell us that Next Level Games is working on it.
Yeah.
So why not
Or
tell us?
we would just assume that it's next level.
I mean, we probably could have. I mean, I think a lot of people did assume that Grezzo did make Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah.
Because it was the same engine and art style. So I think that was a pretty easy assumption to make.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they just are like, nah, we're not going to tell you. You'll have to wait until the day of.
Mm.
It probably does have to do with leaks. They got rid of they don't do the ambassador program as much because of leaks. These people are jerks.
Yeah.
But as the great, oh my God, now I can't remember his name. Hold on. Dr. Malcolm, as the great Dr. Malcolm would say, life finds a way.
Yeah. All right.
But we're a little over an hour. I'm hoping the one leak I want to see is the leak of the Nintendo Switch 2.
That would be nice. There was I guess going off of your Jurassic Park quote, I guess another one that comes to mind is like your scientists were so preoccupied with if they could, they didn't ask if they should, or something like that. I know I'm butchering it, but
Dr.
it kind of
Malcolm
goes into the same with I think leaks. It's like, yeah, you did it, but like, should you have? Like,
yeah.
What was it for?
I agree. I think we're on the same page for this one, even though
which is crazy because I did not think it was going to go this way.
Because I don't know what leaks. I don't know. I can't think of a benefit of leaks besides
just fame, right? Fame and money.
Yeah. Well, it's money for the hackers, not for me. That's not a benefit for me. I guess a benefit for me is like getting to see beta sprites. It's not that big of a deal. My life hasn't changed.
I think it's just hard to escape though, because like it's everywhere. So even if you don't want to see the leaks, you probably are going to see them.
And I don't know if this is leaks or spoilers, but whenever somebody spoils the ending of a movie that I want to see, not cool, bro. Like I saw
Force Awakens.
I saw Han Solo die like before seeing the movie. That was a bummer.
Yeah, I think people leaked in-game too.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people are just. Here's a. I don't know if this is leaks. It's leaks or spoilers. I don't know, but we used to go to midnight releases of a book. I don't really want to talk about this series, but for the point of this story, I'm going to talk about it. So back when Harry Potter was still releasing books, before J.K. came out as a complete jerk, we would go to the midnight release, and while we were waiting in line to get the book, somebody drove by and said, "Snape kills Dumbledore." Like, they just went to the back of the book and read the ending, and then they just ruined it for everybody. Bunch of jerks.
Yeah, I just don't know why. What's the point? Just to ruin people's fun?
day, I guess.
I guess.
Because you want to look cool in front of your friends.
Don't be a hacker unless you're in a movie and then get like a really cool hacker montage.